Okay, so you're a teacher and you have a few behavior problems in your class. You're actually pretty lucky. But who doesn't have a few behavior problems? So today I'm going to show you one thing that has worked for my second grade class for my behavior problems. And it's not necessarily that they're behavior problems, they're not problem kids. They just might be immature. They just might not know any better. They might have some issues at home and nothing personal. They're taking it out on you and your classroom. And so here's what you're going to do. You're going to go ahead and do what you always do as teachers. We're going to have that one-on-one with the student. Let them know what the behavior is that you'd like them to fix. If that doesn't help, we always phone or message home. Always. You got to let mom or dad or whoever's at home know about the behavior. And if that doesn't work, now we're taking up this travel card. Today's video is all about the travel card. And here's what it is. The travel card is giving the student a chance to take ownership of their behavior. And that's what we always want as teachers. We want them to own whatever they're doing or not doing. So in this case here, I always personalize the travel card with the student. Not every travel card is going to be the same because not every student's the same and not every behavior is going to be the same. So I sit down with the student and I definitely make sure I get permission from home. Without the home support on this, it's not going to work. I mean, it might work a little bit, but it's not going to have the full effect. So once I get permission from home to do the travel card, here's how the whole thing works. I sit down with the student and I say, these are the behaviors I would like to see changed in you. And so let me give you some example. Let's say your student just talks out loud without raising their hand. I would definitely put that on this travel card. If they're distracting their neighbors, that's going on their travel card. But some other students might be different. Maybe they're using language that you don't like. Maybe they're being disrespectful. Maybe they're argumentative. Whatever it is, the issue that you're having with these behaviors, that's where you target. And so I have 2 travel cards going on right now, and they're totally different because the behaviors are totally different. Staying in your seat, whatever it is, you will put that on the travel card. And then I always give it a 1, 2, or 3 score. 1, it was poor job today. 2, hey, we're progressing, we're improving. Number 3, amazing. And what I always do is at the end of the day, now you might break this up depending on the age or grade of the student, but I always would at the end of the day, or you might break it up and say, hey, by lunch, and then maybe another one at the end of the day. You're going to have to do what fits best for your teaching style and your schedule, and again, the grade level. But I always sit down with the student and I say, how do you think you scored today? I always let my students self-evaluate themselves, and I always give myself the right to go, maybe not a 2. And sometimes I'll give them halves, especially if we're learning decimals. I don't think you were perfect. Maybe a 2.5, maybe a 1.5. I always give myself room to renegotiate their score. And then I always give them a target total. Without a target, they have nothing to shoot for. They have nothing to own if you don't give them that target number. So let's say there's 3 categories you'd like that student to get, a better improvement on their behavior. So if you have 3 categories and 3 is the top score, then 9 would be the best they can do. So sometimes, depending on the student, depending on how much time I want to give them, I might say, hey, there's 9 possible points. I'd like you to get a total of 7, 3 days in a row, or whatever you might give them a goal for. But they have to have a goal. And then after you give them their travel card, they have to take that home. Somebody at home has to see it. Somebody has to say, wow, Johnny, Susie, this is amazing. Great job. Or, ooh, you did not meet your target today. And then I would always encourage whoever's at home, mom, dad, grandma, whoever, give them some type of incentive for bringing home so many travel cards that meet the goal. I have a student right now, and you have to find out what's their motivation. I have a student that loves to go to the dollar store, and their parents know that. And so at the end of the week, they say, "Hey, how many travel cards did you meet your goal?" And that's how much money they give this student to go to the dollar store and buy something that they want. Now you might say, "Whoa, Mitch, you're giving them extrinsic awards for behavior." And at this point, why not? You want to see that improvement, right? You want to see them, meeting a goal, reaching a target. And in my book, I don't have a problem with that. If you do, you might have some other way of giving a reward. I always have those smelly stickers. I'll leave you a link in this description to smelly stickers. My second graders love smelly stickers. The ones where you scratch and sniff, it smells like grape or pineapple. And so I'll stick one of those on their travel card if they met the goal or not. That's a pretty cheap reward, and you don't have to feel guilty about, bribing them at home. But whatever you do, make it work for you. And so I have seen behaviors totally change, and it's been like a matter of, it took maybe like a week, and it's been 4 weeks already, and they're still going. And then you have to decide when to wean them off of this. If they really don't like these, you might say, "Hey, if you can go 2 weeks and still, maintain your goal and your behaviors changed, we'll go off of this." But a lot of my students, they want to stay on it. They feel like they have that one-on-one connection with me every day. "Hey, Miss Gino, are you going to give me my travel card?" They're asking for their travel card, even though they might not have had the best day. And so it's just a way to own and track their behavior and say, "Hey, Miss Gino, I'm doing better. I'm improving." And that's what we want. We want them to take ownership of their behavior. So if you check the description, I've left you a link to a copy of my travel card. I have obviously taken away the name. It would be wise if you change the name to whoever it is so they know that that's my travel card. I usually will put a picture on it of something I know they like. I have a student that likes dogs, so I'll put a dog on there. I have a student that likes money. I'll put a money symbol on there. Just something where it takes ownership of them. They're like, "That's my card." I just print a bunch of these on paper, and I send them home, and I say, "Mom, Dad, let me know if they're not bringing their travel card home." Because Mom and Dad expect that every day, every school day, they should be bringing that home so they can see how things are going. And you know what? The principal, the vice principal, they really love this because I'm not going to them for these problem behaviors. Vice principals, they love when teachers take the initiative and say, "No, I'm not going to go running to the principal every time there's an issue. I'm going to try to take care of this myself." And there's 2 good reasons for that. Number one, it frees up the principal to handle other things. It takes a lot of effort to be a principal or assistant principal. And when you can free something up on their plate, that's one of the reasons why I got hired on. They just love that I use these travel cards, and they say, "Hey, one less thing that we have to worry about from Mr. Hino, the better." And the second thing is students can feel that vibe too. If you keep running to the principal, it shows the students maybe you're not in control of the class like you should be. If you're the teacher, take care of some of these things yourself. Now, granted, if these travel cards don't work, then you're going to have to step this up. You might have to involve the assistant principal or principal, whoever takes care of behavior, if you see that this is not working. So let's go over that one more time. Talk one-on-one with the student. Let them know what their behavior is. I always give my students a warning too. Say, "Hey, warning, this is going to affect your travel card." Always let the parents know. Notify them, "Hey, this is what I want to do. Can I get your permission to do this?" And then roll it out. Roll it out quickly. Don't wait a month, 2 months. Roll it out as soon as these behaviors don't change. Roll out the travel card see how things go, okay? All right, guys, my name is Mitch. This is Elementary Mitch, because this is all about teachers coming together here and trying to figure things out, whether it's academics, behavior, in this case today. And I'm just here to answer any questions, be the best help I can be, because, hey, us teachers got to stick together, okay? If you have not, hit that subscribe button and that bell, so every time I upload a video, you'll be notified, and hopefully these can help you, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.